Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of Dear Qadriyyah Safiyyah, where I scour the internet and I search for situations where I can offer my unsolicited opinion. Today's episode comes from Yahoo News. Yahoo News. Japanese woman gives up baby. Sues donor for $3 million after learning he lied. You guys are like, what is happening? A woman in Japan has filed a lawsuit against a donor who impregnated her, alleging that he was dishonest about his civil status, educational background, and ethnicity. Civil status. Boy, I absolutely love that in Japan, your civil status is what you're fudging. I love it. Educational background and ethnicity. Ethnicity. He lied about his ethnicity. Okay. The unnamed plaintiff, a 30-year-old woman from Tokyo, said she and her husband wanted to have a second child, but were concerned after finding out that her husband has a hereditary condition. Wow, I already want to know what this condition is. Did the first child have the condition? So they don't want another child with the condition? Wow. We're in the, what was that movie where we were genetically engineering children? We're like some of the way there, I think. We have to be some of the way there when, wow, I guess that's the responsible thing to do. Huh? Like if you know, I always just feel like the reason it's such a interesting decision to make, it's just there's so many factors I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. After deciding to use a donor, they found a man in his 20s on social media. Well, I mean, okay, I'm going to remember about victim blaming. Well, actually, I don't know. In Japan, are you innocent until you're proven guilty? Because that would mean nobody can be decided as a victim yet. I don't know the Japanese justice system. Okay, on social media, they found a 20-something-year-old on social media who claimed, because that's what people do on social media, they make claimed to be a single, oh my God, he was married, Japanese man who graduated from Kyoto University, one of Japan's top universities, after copulating with the donor 10 times. What is happening in Japan? Are we still calling this a donor when we're copulating with people? Are they in an open, I think they're just in an open relationship. They're polygynous. She's polyandrous. That's just what this is. I mean, once you're copulating with someone 10 times, oh my God. How long were they going to copulate? Like, if it got to 100 times, this is very interesting because now I have all the questions. So when you find a donor on social media, do you forego all the tests that a facility would require? I know I wouldn't. I would need the same I need the same standard as the facility that does this professionally. I would need at least a DNA test, proof that you can procreate because you're 20. So, like, we don't know. We don't know. I need documents from, universities and proof of degree. I just need documents and paperwork. And I feel like all of these things can be documented if they're not already documented. If the paperwork doesn't already exist that you went to Kyoto, then I don't want the new stuff. But if you've never had a DNA test, well, I would have to do the DNA test myself anyway. I wouldn't leave it up to him. Oh my goodness. After copulating with the donor 10 times, the woman finally became pregnant in June of 2019. Mm, mm, mm. This is a movie. This is a movie. This is already an excellent plot for a Japanese movie at that. The woman eventually discovered later on in the pregnancy that the donor, oh no, not the pregnancy, she was pregnant, is actually a married Chinese man. Now wait a minute. Is the woman Japanese? Because now I never want to hear anyone say anything to me about people, anyone really. Are Japanese people not known for being able to tell the difference between Japanese people and Chinese people? Is that who we've been mistakenly getting correct this whole time when we're seeing Japanese people, but they're really Chinese people? Actually, a married Chinese man who never attended Kyoto. Everything was a lie. Oh, everything was a lie. How much did they pay him? After giving birth, the woman and her husband gave up the baby, who is currently being cared for in a child center in Tokyo. That's her baby, though. Hold on, let's go back up. Yeah, finding out that the husband has a hereditary condition. So that's her baby. She gave up her own baby? All right, so now we know why facilities are necessary. That's that's it right there. That's why facilities are necessary. The whole story right here. I mean, he literally lied about everything. Everything. I mean, is he even 20? The woman has accused the donor of misleading her with false information to copulate with her. Now she is seeking approximately $2.8 million as compensation for emotional distress. Who's she getting that from? If this 20-year-old something male, Chinese married man, had $2.8 million, why would he be donating sperm on social media? Oh, shoot. I said it. Why? I'm going to have to bleep that out. This whole time I've been trying not to say it. But it's what it is. So, I don't understand where $2.8 million is going to come from. I don't know that, okay? Under Japan's right to know laws, okay, here we go with the Japanese laws. The offspring of donors have a legal right to identify both their biological parents. I love it. I wish we had that here in America, because that's a true statement. The offspring have a legal right to know both biological parents. I agree with that statement in all realms. Children have literally a right to know who their parents are. That's just as basic as it gets. If it can be. If it cannot be, then it cannot be. And that's, I guess listen, it happens. Sometimes it happens. With many donors choosing to remain anonymous, finding potential donors in the country has become complicated. More couples in Japan have been turning to social media to look for donors. That's a horrible solution. That is I cannot imagine how that is even. People are lying about their dating profiles. I wouldn't expect social media to be a place to find a donor that qualified under specific. I mean, this is what I don't understand. This is what this is, are Japanese cases public? Because I just want to know, you found out that your husband has a hereditary, what do they list that condition? And so that sounds like a medical test was had. I just feel like if you had done, so did you do any medical tests with the 20-year-old to see what his hereditary conditions are? Oh my goodness. Social media, what did we learn today, children? Social media is, I mean, in all regards where you don't find the donor for your child. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. Why are there 10,000 children in Japan to have been reportedly born with a third party's involvement? Why are there 10,000 children's biological parents that didn't know that? The research group opened Japan's first bank last summer to provide a safer option for Japanese couples who are trying to conceive. Wait, what? The Mirai Life Research Institute opened Japan's first this kind of bank last summer to provide a safer option for Japanese couples who are trying to conceive. So they didn't have one before? What the Francis Ford Coppola? The Institute's director, Dr. Hiroshi Okada, warned that unsupervised forms of insemination pose health risks and other dangers. I mean, of course, I don't have to read this. Not only is it, obviously, I have to read it. Not only is this a safety issue, but it can also be criminal and extremely dangerous. It's literally, let me pull it together, because I am still shocked that anyone, and they won't tell us how much payment God had. I know, was it 2.8 million? Is she just asking for her 2.8 million back? I feel like the mother should be accountable for her own child. I feel like this is a situation where I don't think it's your child, ma'am. It's your child. I'm sorry that your plan to find a donor on social media didn't work out, but that's actually your child. So no, you do have to care for it and raise it and love it and nurture it and do all the things, ma'am, because that's your child. And honestly, your husband thoroughly agreed to this, so he absolutely needs to be on board with this child. I can't even believe the child got. I can't believe she gave up her child. Wow, to me that's the most outrageous part. I think it's even more outrageous. Maybe it shouldn't be more outrageous than the person not being honest on social media. All right, so there's some takeaways here. First of all, I never want any Asian to say I would never want any Asian, I guess. Now I can say it. I never want any Asian to say anything to me about mistakenly thinking one is the other, when this Japanese woman couldn't even tell this Chinese man apart from his own self. This is all right, y'all. This Monday. I've been away for a little bit because a lot have been going on, but I'll see y'all Wednesday. Much success to us all. Stay off social media looking for any kind of, literally in any capacity, any kind of sperm donor. Just, it's not, whether it be in a relationship or a situationship or literally this situationship. Don't do it.